Everybody for allowing me to run FF2. I guess we both got FF2'd on, you in the sense that your PSP died, and me in the sense that, well, what the hell was that run? But that's okay. We at least didn't finish an hour apart this time.
Oh, that's good. And now, well, I don't know about that yet. It's not over for me yet, so I still have 5 encounters to get through.
So, Chrono, I'm assuming, because I can't hear you right now, I'm assuming you're going?
I should be, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
cool.
slide.
My ears.
Oh.
Yeah, that was really loud for some reason.
Yeah, thank you, Cruel and Dylan, for having me on commentary, like the last minute almost.
It's not
My
over
pleasure.
yet.
You go finish up FF2 with Dylan, and
why am I getting Iron Giant?
thank you to all the organizing staff and to everybody involved for having me. That was a lot of fun. And thank you, Dylan, for racing me, I guess.
Yeah, I think my game is glitched. I'm just getting Iron Giants now.
Yeah, right at the end, Dylan.
Hello? Hello? Oh, thank God for an ice guy. I was about to reset. Alright, I'm not gonna say done because it's not done. Still have the final boss.
Yeah, it's the Thunder Gigas you can't run away from. The other two, right, you can run away from?
Yeah, fire and ice you can run from, not thunder. Alright, 3 encounters to get through. One right here, one in the pillar room, and one in the final room.
So yeah, right now in FF3 there isn't really that much happening, so we won't bother explaining stuff until we get a better chance to. But pretty much the main thing in the first dungeon is not getting messed around by Land Turtle. There's a couple of encounter skips, which we'll explain more in a little bit. If you see him randomly open the menu and use a potion, that's probably why.
Alright, 2 encounters to go and then final boss. Alright, I'm gonna say 1 encounter now because this encounter I'm gonna run from it now. And Ice Curse. Alright, final floor. Still can't believe how close I was. Dude, it's not over yet.
I know, that's why I say good luck.
Hey, thanks. 2 steps before the Emperor, and it's a blue dragon. Hello there. It's okay though. This one just doesn't have more magic defense as the others anyway. Okay, he's it. Alright, final boss. Final boss time. Alright, just prepare myself mentally for what's about to happen.
The blood sword is the only thing that remotely hurts the Emperor, so that's why we use it here.
Yeah, I'm gonna remove armors from this guy for no obvious reason. It does not really matter if you do it or not. But I feel more safe with that. Alright, here we go. I got 4 Ace Dome in case I get slowed. And I got slowed on Furion. That's not too bad.
Ambushed, yep.
Defend and attack. Alright.
Yeah, slow doesn't matter except for Leon. If it gets on Leon, that's bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad because I just had to use Ace twice and everything would have been fine.
I had to reset because I got the lowest possible Southwind roll.
Wow. What?
I had a Southwind for 21 damage, so...
What happens?
Wow, dude. He blinded Leon, but that's fine. Oh, and what? I'm gonna use another one just in case. I just missed.
That was really weird, yeah.
I don't know.
Kind of the blind before. I don't know.
Probably not. Ah, there we go. 4 hits. All right. Good stuff. Keep going with your melee attacks. All good, dude. I'll take that any day.
Yeah, he's just like Chaos in FF1 where he has kind of cycles, rotations of attacks he does.
Oh no, this one just goes for anything. This one goes for anything.
Yeah, but he won't use, what is it, Starfall first, I think it is?
Yeah, he could do that.
I think that's the only difference between
he could do that and screw me over, but... It's okay though. I think.
I got the worst possible luck. I hit the lowest possible roll I could in Southwind, and then he hit the same character 3 times in a row for very high damage.
Oh my god, what is going on? Why are you cursing this person every time? Also decrease your damage by a lot, so yeah. Well, damage and attack, number of hits. But he's doing Starfall now, and I hope to god that I'm gonna do is 7 or 8 hits to kill him. Because everybody's gonna die, except Leon, I think. Oh, and character as well. Oh, he's dead. Alright, time.
GG.
Go.
Nacho.
Go ahead, Nacho.
Well done, guys.
I'm going to quickly interrupt you. I did a quick estimate looking back at the recording, and this is about a 255 from the looks of it, which I believe is world record.
Nice.
GG!
You'll
world
have to
record,
retime
wow.
it to see if I'm correct, but
I don't even know if that was world record, but
Eh,
Time
the
to retire.
time on the board is a 258, so
258?
so
What?
I think.
yeah, that's your time, Del.
Wait, is that with my 18 minutes thing?
I don't know. Yeah, I included with the 18 minutes.
Oh,
Your
yeah,
second run
that's-
started at around 6:20. We're now at 3:20. We're now at 6:15.
What?
Like I said, you'll
How
have
is
to
that
do the
even
math,
possible?
but
Alright,
this
sorry.
might very well have been world record.
Based
So
on-
congrats, Delm.
Alright, light split. Oh, that does not help here. Light splits. Actually, let's see. 15. I don't know. I'm not good with numbers.
it's
so.
at 254.32.
Yeah, that's world record.
Nice.
254.
Congrats, Delm. Well
World
done.
record high?
76, that's more like it.
Okay, I'll let you guys play your FF3 now. I will see you guys later. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for commentating, Crack. And thank you as well, Narrows, and congratulations, Cruel and Delm on finishing your runs, and congratulations on the world record, Delm.
Yeah.
Wow!
With full steps, finally.
So, I guess we're gonna go straight into FF3. So, this is the warpless run, which means we're not gonna be warping to the credits, we're not gonna be using warps to skip around and skip between continents and stuff like that. What we're gonna be doing, however, is we're gonna be making heavy use of the item overflow glitch. So the way that works is that in this game, like in most FFs, you can't have more than 99 of an item. So if an item drops in battle and you already have 99 of it, the game really doesn't like it. So every item in this game has 2 bytes that dictate what it is. So 1 byte is the name and 1 byte is the quantity. So when you receive an item drop, you have a name and quantity that you have to place somewhere, and the game can't just increment the stack you already have because it's full. So the game has these 2 bytes that it needs to place somewhere, and so the game doesn't really know how to handle this. So it's gonna place them in weird spots. So what's gonna end up happening is the name is gonna be placed in the next empty spot the game can find. Which is why we clone off our first character, because now his level is 1, which in RAM is gonna be 0. So what we're gonna be trying to do is overflow an item and have that floating amount of data get put straight into our level, so we end up at level I drop, essentially. And we can also use that to increment the name of another item by 1, if we have the item overflow into a slot next to an item.
Yeah, so anyone who's played FF3 casually knows that kind of the second half of the game revolves around getting 4 elemental fangs to get to the final dungeon, and there's a couple of fetch quests on the way. Yeah, don't do those. Don't need to. Just get the key items from Overflow.
So to buy 99 eye drops, we're gonna need a bit of money, so...
Conveniently though, if you re-enter the first dungeon, there's some handy money chests. Okay, Nacho's just on Land Turtle now.
Yeah, Land Turtle was terrible to me, because Southwind can do between 21 and like 80 damage. I've even seen 90 before, and I got 21, and then I got hit 3 times on the same character, so...
Yeah, I didn't see... Okay, yeah, Land Turtle's dead for Nacho as well.
You got him.
Cool, good stuff. so there's Chrono buying all his eye drops.
And so we're going to be doing some frame perfect manipulation coming up. Because we need to guarantee an eye drop from, or 2 actually, from the skeleton fight that we're going to be getting in the mines. So the best way to do that is by playing frame perfectly from a hard reset.
It's not as hard as it sounds.
It's as hard as it sounds.
Well, in some ways it's harder. Some of it's harder. Like, moving in this game actually has quite a buffer on it, so it's actually pretty easy to move frame perfectly. The things like pressing A to get rid of the text that when you enter an area, that's hard.
Okay.
Nice.
That's good.
Cool.
2 damage, yep, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, so now the entire outcome of this fight is known. Know exactly what damage rolls everything it's gonna get, know what drop you're gonna get. And it gives the drop we want, which is 2 eye drops.
So NPCs in this game can be pretty bad, like this guy.
Yeah. Especially since encounters are done on step, and so there's an entire step route, and NPCs don't care. So you can just wait for ages.
So I'm going to be switching my job to Red Mage. And that's mainly because Red Mage... Okay, so we might have explained it before, but right now I'm level 163.
We might have glossed over that just a little bit.
Maybe.
It's not important, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you're not 160, you're level H5.
Yeah, but that's 163.
Yeah. The game just doesn't know what to display.
And Red Mage is really nice because he has access to a few spells, and he can equip some decent equipment, which allows us to kill bosses in one shot.
Yep.
So then skip encounters in this game. The way it works is that the devs are really mean in the sense that punish you for healing. So every time you heal, it counts as a step. So if you heal a lot in dungeons, you're gonna get a ton of encounters. But we can use that to our advantage by healing inside the menu, and essentially bypassing an encounter.
And that works with Potion, and with Cure, and with a couple of other items as well.
But it also means we have to keep track of where every single encounter is going to land for the entire game. Which can be a bit tricky at times, but we should manage.
Okay, so this is the first boss. This is
It's
Jin.
pretty difficult.
Yep.
I'm not sure if I'm going to make it.
Here's pretty hard.
Level
Oh,
160
miss.
characters.
It's not going well. 2 damage? Come on.
So, despite being level 163, the game can sometimes give me enough RNG to let me go after every single other character in my party.
Wow, 900 damage.
It's fine, don't worry about it. You'll also notice there was a 32 hit, just like FF1 and 2, the higher your agility, you could do more hits, and because the level is so much higher than the bosses, you're basically maxed out on agility.
Yeah, the one stat that doesn't scale is HP. But we're be fixing that with the same idea as we're flowing into a level.
And yes, it is just as silly with the final number we get. You thought level 163 was bad. You haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, you haven't seen 200,000 health.
Hey, spoilers!
I've died before though, and some of the riskier rounds, it's possible.
It is definitely possible. Okay, so it looks like Nacho managed his manipulation as well. He's just heading in the gin. Yeah, he's in the gin cave. Sealed cave. So I mean, so far in the game, not much has really happened. We've gone to the one town that Crona's in now to talk to Sid, who is the ghost. And the ghost is like, oh, the Jinn cursed us. So you go kill the Jinn, and then the king gives you a canoe to get your ship back, and then you talk to Sid. And he gives you an airship.
There's a boulder blocking array, so the best solution is just to ram the entire airship into it.
And completely destroy it, because you don't need it at all.
What could we possibly do with an airship, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing about this game, is we can just speed through everything. Come on, please. Okay.
I am just completely blown away by this level of manipulation. I didn't even know that existed. I know that there was the credits for it, but wow.
Yeah, the benefit with NES games is that they're pretty well understood in terms of RNG and stuff. So it's pretty easy to
I mean, the
get stuff
RNG
worked on.
is really tricky in this game, because it's not very straightforward. It's basically just a sum of a specific range of values when you enter the fight, and that range of values depends on a ton of things.
Okay, so now we've taken Sid to this town and he's just disappeared. He's left us, and he's told us to go find some random king. So we'll go do that, but instead we have to fight Charizard first. Hi Charizard. And you see that Nacho just got the Jin fight and he did 1088 damage.
One up in me, man.
Yeah. He's catching up. Because you had to reset.
Yeah. That was unfortunate, but I mean, that's not a big deal.
Yeah.
That's the thing, it's a shame, because that's like one of the only points where you'd have to reset in the entire run.
Yeah. Like, past a certain point, it becomes pretty difficult to really mess
Past
yourself up
Big
with
Rat,
this run.
it's impossible. Like, you really have to... You can lose like 20 minutes, but I mean, you can't really die.
Yeah.
But Big Rat can still make me lose a minute, or make me have to reset.
Yeah, true. Just save before, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
The real question is, are you going to kill Bahamut?
We could. But the problem is our HP. Yeah. We can kill him at this level, because we're doing enough damage, but we don't have enough HP to survive a single attack. Or we can survive an attack or two, but not that much.
The problem with the early part of the route isn't dealing enough damage, it's surviving enough damage. And the fact that you're so incredibly overleveled means that most fights aren't an issue.
Good jump,
Bahamut would be an issue.
Yeah, those are really interesting, because they make you have to run away from the fight, but they still let Bahamut kill you.
Yeah. It's really dumb. It's like pretty unobvious that you should run from Bahamut as well.
Well, I mean, the guy tells you to run away.
Yeah, but no one actually listens to that.
I mean, the game's pretty cryptic in other places as well.
Yeah, true.
So
I guess that is one of its less subtle hints.
That's one of the annoying things about this game, is that this game forces you to have specific jobs in order to cast bad status effects on yourself, in order to enter specific areas, like this town. And this NPC is great.
Josas is great. It's not stupid at all.
Here we're going to be selling our onion helmets, which we glitched from the leather helmets at the beginning, and that's enough money for the rest of the game.
Yeah. 135,000 easy.
Here we get Cure 2. It's not that Cure 2 is good, but the spell above it and memory is really good, so...
Yeah. You have to heal this guy at the bed, who then opens the door to a tunnel. The Toza's tunnel isn't anything special, just a couple of encounter skips.
Yeah, I mean that's the case for a lot of the game. It's very engaging for the runner because I have to stay focused and keep track of where I am and where the encounters are going to be. But
yeah, but the dungeon itself doesn't really do anything. It's like Jade Passage in FF2. It's just a link between two areas.
So this curing that you're doing, it's manipulating the step counter or something?
Yep.
It counts as a step, so if I get a step or I get an encounter, but inside the menu, well, I don't get the encounter. So the idea is to cure one tile before I'd get an encounter. So I have to keep track of where every single encounter is in the game.
Nice. How far does this manipulation go? Does it
The entire game for the whole thing.
Including the Dark World?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you can reset all the step counter and stuff by doing a hard reset.
Yeah, but we only have to do hard resets when we have to. There's no like planned hard resets or anything.
Yeah, true. Don't you reset before the glitching session?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to do that for RNG manipulation.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess it's not ready for step count. Okay.
So there we've got Ice 2. That's actually useful in itself because it allows us to do damage to Big Rat, which is a boss I'm kind of dreading because there's like a 1 out of 80 chance I can be completely screwed.
Yeah.
So...
This is literally the worst dungeon in the game, casually. When you're starting this game...
Okay, so water skips.
Oh god.
Let's explain that.
Yeah, yeah. So, if you hold a direction into a tile that has water on it that you can't walk off into, so that if it's not stairs, it counts as a step.
Every frame.
Yep.
So there I buffered a party change animation, and then buffered a step, so that I held against the tire for exactly 1 frame. Which allows me to skip an encounter.
It's also really easy to accidentally...
Yeah, I'm not gonna do any after Nento. I'm just gonna do these to show them off. But I mean, it's the only way I can completely destroy my step count. So.
Yeah, yeah. This is true. You have to be really careful with your movement if you're not doing the water skips anyway, because, like you said, every frame it counts.
So this guy is super low level, but he can outspeed me sometimes. Who knows?
Big Rat makes no sense.
Okay, good.
Nice.
He's dead.
I am just blown away by this. I hate that boss. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure the boss is like weak to ice and arrow.
I don't think he has any weaknesses, but I mean, Ice 2 at level 166 is just...
Yeah, true. But I mean, even in like Glitchless, you use Ice 2, don't you?
Yeah, because like it's the only level 2 spell we have access to.
Oh,
so...
I guess, yeah. That's a fair point.
So another frame perfect skip coming up. Well, a couple frames, but there we go.
And yep, Nacho just coming out of the Tosis tunnel now. It's only a couple of minutes behind. Just got to go through the Viking base. So the reason we went to this dungeon is to get the eye from the rat, which then you place in the statue, which then gets rid of a whirlpool, so that you can gain access to a bit more of this area. This first area, the floating continent, has a lot of kind of gates that you have to get past to be able to progress.
I'm looking forward to the day when you will be beating Bahamut and Nepto.
So I'm gonna make 3 saves. The reason is that every save creates more lag when I reset the console. So these 2 extra saves actually give me enough lag to set up the RNG correctly. Because I want 2 potions to drop from these guys.
And the idea behind this set of manipulations is, first of all, to set up the main character, well, the first character, whatever, his HP to some obscene number. And then I think another one's for the water thing.
Yeah, and also to change Cure 2 and Arrow into Exit and Toad.
Right, yeah. So Toad is actually necessary to get into another dungeon coming up, like Minnie was to get into Sozos.
And then we want the Water Fake to go all the way up to a loot, which is a key item, which means we can skip a dungeon.
Yeah, it skips a
blue.
dungeon, and it skips a really long cutscene. And it skips the boss Garuda, which is obnoxious. This will good.
And so now I'm doing this near the end of my inventory, because after your inventory comes your stats. So here I'm actually overflowing into my XP, because once that's full, the next value is going to be my max HP. So I can access that
Yeah,
and overflow that.
Here we're basically overflowing items into overflowing experience to up the max HP. And you can keep doing this overflow, and you can start getting glitch jobs and doing all kinds of warps and stuff.
Yeah. So there you see the loot.
Warps are not used in this category. Yeah, so now we have the loot. And one more manipulation for the HP. Nacho just heading back out of the Neftos right now. He had a good big rat. Yep, that's the water skip.
So we start over, and we're going to need to toad ourselves to get into the dungeon.
Which again, the game doesn't really tell you. It kind of implies because there's all these frogs here, but... And yes, that character now has 99 B7 max HP. Which is basically 20,000.
No, it's 120,000.
Oh, 120,000. Even better.
It's a very high amount.
Yep. I think Tower of Owen's probably one of the more well done dungeons in FF3, just because the boss is kind of a thing. Especially in the remake, the boss is pretty unfair.
All the bosses are unfair in the remake, man.
All bosses are unfair, but Medusa is pretty up there. And there's lots of like arbitrary triggers that you have to hit in the walls and stuff.
Yeah, the remake gets worse. Like, the remake is like 10 times more difficult than this version. Despite the glitches, I mean, not even counting those.
Yeah.
I mean, the NES version is much more adept at speedrunning, because you can glitch it in, like, many different ways.
But it's a much better casual playthrough as well, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, one of the major things with the remake being not as good is the bosses can take two attacks a turn, basically. Which is pretty cheap.
And I found, like, speed order is way more random. And so you can get the infamous double turn where the boss goes last and then first.
Yeah.
And you're taking 4 hits in a row. And that can just wipe your party.
It's not very fair. So Nacho's just doing the manipulations you just saw Chrono do now. Oh, he's done. He's into the tower. Cool.
So we're gonna be... This is the survival of the fittest part of the run. We're gonna make a few cuts with our employment.
Unfortunately, there's only space for one character in this speedrun.
I can one-shot Medusa if I'm not unlucky. So I'm probably gonna get another 2 hits.
And yes, the Ice 2 on the party was intentional.
There we go.
By Medusa.
Oh, I can't get over this. This is amazing. This is a treat to watch. That's why I'm so silent. I'm just completely focused here. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is much better than credits work. That's for sure.
Oh, definitely. Rip dash.
Yep. Sad music.
Do we have the split for Medusa? Yeah, we do.
Oh yeah, split.
Yeah, I got it, don't worry.
Nice.
I don't even know what the splits are.
Well, the first one's Medusa, so...
And next one's what?
Goldor.
Okay. It's in a bit.
Yeah, it's quite a while.
So we're gonna be buying some swords, because barehanded is nice and all, but it's not gonna last, so... We're gonna need some more firepower.
Lots more firepower. So although we are at this crazy level, like bear in mind, a lot of the later fights are meant to have 4 characters of pretty high level. So enemies do eventually start catching up.
You are now a Toad dual-wielding Tyrfings.
Yep.
Yep.
With the 120,000 HP.
163. Most OP frog in any Final Fantasy game.
Sad we're gonna be having to unload soon, but...
True. Yeah, you don't really want Toad on for like fights and stuff. It's technically a negative status effect. Occasionally Mini can be helpful, but Toad is generally not a good.
It's not like FF5 where you can finish the game in Toad just fine.
It looks like Nacho. There we go, yeah.
So we need to be real careful with the water, because once again, if I hold too long to the water, it'll advance the step count once every frame, so that can really mess me up.
Yeah. These servers have a couple of floors with a decent bit of water. Be very
Here
careful.
we're at Gutsco, another difficult boss.
Alrighty then.
So right now you should be noticing a pattern. Okay, so now that we've killed Gutsco, you can see this line following us.
No, you don't. It's nothing. It's Shadow Man.
Yeah, it's just a character shadow. So now you can go put the earth thing back. I think.
The horn.
Oh no, yeah.
Ice horn. Oh no.
Oh no, our shadow is evil. It's Gutsco. Yep. So he steals the horns, which gets him access to the Crystal of Fire, I think. Which is where we're gonna go now.
Just taking a little swim. No biggie.
In the lava. It's fine. So for step purposes, the lava does count as water as well, so... I don't think there's any cases where there's really shoreline though, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. I could go for them, but I told myself I wouldn't just because of the risk, so I'm not going to.
It's probably wise.
So I could skip this one here with a select skip, but
Also, yeah, that waterfall flashes.
it actually does damage.
Yeah.
I believe.
It is a lava fall.
But in the remake, everything does damage instead of just the waterfall.
Fire Temple is a well-designed dungeon in the remake. Okay, Nacho is at the Costco fight now. And just after he finishes that, Chrono is going to have the Salamander fight. Good to go down.
And...
Close.
Salamander down.
So, surprisingly enough, I'm pretty sure Salamander is actually weak ties.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's a fire monster. And this game does occasionally like to make sense.
They gave him the most appropriate graphic in the most appropriate model in the remake.
Already.
He looks like a really derpy dragon.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty good.
So this guy just rushes in to tell us that his village is burning or something.
And then casts exit.
No, we need to get the magic key first, because there's this one dungeon in the game that requires you to either have a thief or a magic key.
Yeah, it's kind of arbitrary, but a lot of this game is kind of arbitrary. It's not as bad to find your way around as like FF1 and 2, but it's still nowhere near as obvious path as like the later games.
So the sea is pretty difficult to navigate in, because you have very little visual cues.
Yep, and you have to encounter skips.
So here I'm actually gonna look at this temple to align myself, because I want to perk at this very specific tile, because that's a tile I'll end up on later, after a cutscene.
And also now that we've been to the Fire Crystal, we've got the second set of jobs, but we'll be using them. I think you pretty much stay as Red Mage for like the entire run.
We used 3 jobs.
Yep.
Alright, no, 4 if you include White Mage at the beginning, but that's just to be able to skip encounters.
Yeah. Okay, so we went to the village that was apparently burning down. Spoilers, it's a trap. We've been captured by some guards, and now we're in Heinz Castle.
Yeah. Which has really good music, like most of the game, actually.
Yeah, this game's soundtrack's good.
It really is. It really is. It's definitely my favorite soundtrack out of the 3 NES games, at least.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree. So kind of another thing with a lot of the dungeons in this game is that some of them are pretty large and have a lot of side paths that are completely useless.
One of them.
Well, there's a few things in Heinz Castle as well.
Yeah. I'm hoping for one shot, and there we go.
Rip Hein?
Yeah, finding Hein normally is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
He is really difficult.
Yep.
I believe they expect you to have the scholar job to figure out his weakness, and then he literally can randomly change his weakness right in the next turn.
Yeah, he's kind of like a elemental weakness tutorial boss kind of thing.
Except they forgot to give you a free turn.
Yeah. And in the remake, as you can imagine, it's even worse, because he can cast a spell and change his weakness the same turn.
Yep, he gets 2 turns.
I think in the remake they also added AoE attacks to all the bosses.
Yeah, that's true.
They did, yeah.
So now you've killed Hein, the fairies give you the Wind Fang, and, like, teleport you somewhere else or something. It's a bit weird. But now you're in this forest, where our boat was.
Now we need to get the time gear to get an airship.
Yep.
Because we were smart enough to destroy our first one.
Yep. You may remember Sid way back at the start of the game, he told us to go find the King of Canaan. And now we're finally at the King of Canaan. So all of that stuff in the middle was basically just getting to the time gear. We kept getting distracted along the way, as it were. And what a time gear does is it turns the boat into an airship. And then we're leaving the floating continent.
Looking forward to some of the best music in the game.
Boundless Ocean, dude.
The 2 best tracks are coming back to back, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. That one's pretty good.
Oh, definitely.
I actually need to pay attention to the music here, because... Or if you could explain how bad it is to navigate this next section.
Yeah. So, when you leave the floating continent, you're basically put in this entire massive ocean, and there's the floating continent and 2 other places on the entire world map, and it's big. So basically what Chrono's doing here now is using a very specific audio cue to change the direction he's moving, and then he's going to end up at the place we need to go, which is where there's a boat on the surface. And we go here first to heal someone who I can't remember who it is. Save the princess, basically. And then she tells us to go to the water temple, and we go there, and we get rid of all the water. And then the continent below is exposed, basically. And all the people come back in 3 days, but don't worry about it.
I feel so bad I forgot the lady, her name.
I don't know if she even has a name.
Elia.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yep.
I was going to say Sarah or something.
Sarah's the princess at the beginning.
Ah!
Yeah.
So close.
This music, though.
Okay, so Nacho's done with Fine's castle and he's getting his Windfang now. So he's just gonna be getting the time gear and heading off the continent as well. So the sunken cave, as you may guess, has a lot of water in it. So there's a lot of places you have to be very careful about encounter skip, and a lot of doing encounter skips in kind of hard to see locations when you're in the water. It's quite a bit harder to line yourself up when you're only
Yeah, this is where the game starts getting a bit trickier with the locations.
Yeah, true.
Like, this skip is really hard because I have to look for a very specific amount of tiles past the door, basically.
Yeah. You start losing a lot of visual cues in the longer dungeons because there tends to be like long corridors and stuff where you can't really see anything.
And sometimes you can't see anything.
Yeah. As is very obnoxiously shown later in a very specific dungeon that we don't like very much.
So this particular encounter string from after Medusa is kept for a very long period of time, so I need to not make any mistakes for quite a while.
And it looks like Nacho has picked up area as well, so we'll be heading to the same dungeon.
It's definitely staying pretty close at the moment. But yeah, but these guys will definitely be in Sunken Cave at the same time. It's a pretty long dungeon. Oh, actually, maybe not. Yeah, Chrono's on the last floor, actually.
Yep. So we're going to be doing something interesting. In this game, there are certain rooms that advance the step count, but don't allow you to get encounters, like this crystal room. So we're going to be taking advantage of that to skip an encounter.
Yeah, it pretty much works that, like, if you would get an encounter, in a room where you can't get encounters, then it just disappears off the list. So you get free movement after it. So you'll see you need just like two extra steps then.
Aria, no!
We're gonna take our revenge.
Oh, take revenge.
Oh damn,
This is
we got a hit
Kraken.
off.
Nice.
Bye, Kraken.
Oh,
No, never mind.
oh,
We're starting to get a bit stronger. But
nice.
we're gonna get some new stuff to be able to tackle on bosses, and then at the end of the game, I'm not gonna spoil it, but keep your eyes peeled for the end of the game.
So that's the water crystal stave, third set of jobs, again still not going to change. But it also removes the flood waters from the world, so the continent underneath can be explored. And for some reason, you go to sleep for 3 days and suddenly the entire world is full of people again.
So here we're gonna meet the 4 Warriors of Light that are gonna save us all.
This section's pretty great. So you talk to this lady and the 4 warriors of light turn up. And they head off to the sewers. Go sort out some stuff. Well, I think they... yeah, okay. So they're getting the floating shoes, which lets us get to Goldor's mansion, which is where the Earth Crystal apparently is, as the game's told us. And you see these old guys were listening into the conversation, so they go to the sewers to try and get the floating shoes before we do. It doesn't go so well for them.
So we have another fight where the Gums are like level 1 or so, but you never know with this game.
They do definitely have the capacity to draw. So Nacho's just beat a Kraken, and he's in the cutscene now where the floodwaters pursue.
So 6 of them got an attack off. It's pretty good.
Yep. How many of them actually hit you?
Yeah.
Yep, and they're dead.
Well played.
Okay, they didn't draw you. So those guys can be incredibly obnoxious about just getting in your way and not letting you pass.
For sure, yeah. But now the 4 Warriors of Light are actually useful.
Surprisingly.
I never noticed those sunglasses on the lady before.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep, so after all that, they come and tell us that the first set of shoes the lady throws at us are actually a pair of slippers. And then she throws the right shoes at us, and then they exit us out, which is pretty convenient. Just re-enter the town there so you make sure he's in the right place to do the step mutation.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Well. And now having those floating shoes in our inventory lets us get across this little black circle. So let's just go to Cordor's mansion.
So this is another room that doesn't count encounters, so I can skip an encounter this way.
Okay, so this is Goldo, and he's guarding the Crystal of Earth, also heating. And that's Goldo now. So did that did that spell miss, or did he not have enough MP? I didn't catch the
No,
message.
it missed.
Okay.
I have enough magic evade to avoid stuff. The thing. So the Earth Crystal is just a fake, and now we get the key to our airship. So the thing about these chocobos here that I'm gonna catch is that the step counts inside the forest, so basically I'm just gonna have to hard reset after this to basically get back on step.
Yeah, it's the easiest way. I mean, you could just walk a certain number of steps and then wait, but no. So now normally you would go get the loot, but we already glitched that into our inventory earlier. So you can skip straight to the next step, which is going to Una. Or Une, or however you say it.
Another very good song right here.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. This cutscene is just generally good.
Sadly, the loot interrupts the music.
Hmm.
Can't have everything. Okay, that should just come out to gold now. And that's gold done.
This music tease, though. We just got teased like 5 times for one of the best tracks. Bible thump.
Alright, so I'm gonna save reset, just reset my step count.
Yep, so the next thing we need to do is to get the upgraded airship. The
The
Invincible.
Invincible.
It's pretty cool. To do that, we have to go through this dungeon, which is the Ancient Ruins.
Yeah, this is probably the hardest gauntlet of dungeons in the game.
Yeah.
This dungeon is extremely annoying in the remake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's this dungeon, and then there's like a little maze thing, and then there's probably the most obnoxious dungeon in the game.
I think the mace is pretty bad as well.
Yeah, the maze is terrible.
They have an enemy here, which is the, like a clone of the salamander. And even if you level up your characters, like if you follow the game casually, you grind everything, he will still destroy you. In the remake, at least.
And then there's the enemies that are completely impervious to everything you do, and every time you hit them, they duplicate.
Yeah, without a Dark Knight, it's like... Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, as Chrono is making his way through this dungeon, I'd like to take a moment to give some shout-outs. And thank you all for watching the relay. I hope chat's having a good time. By the looks of it, they are. Anyway, I want to give a couple of shout-outs at least to Oasis for letting us borrow his RTMP server, Puexel for letting us host on the RPG Limit Break channel, which is very much appreciated, just like last year, and Nerm for some behind-the-scenes work, obviously. Also want to thank our previous runners, Leonis, Nikki Noel, Deln, and Cruel. By the way, Deln, for those of you just tuning in, got the world record in Final Fantasy 2 during the relay, so that's something. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are tweeting about the relay, I'd like to ask of you to use the hashtag FFRelay and fill that up with hype and get more people over here. And that's it.
Cool. That's pretty nice timing because Chrono is pretty much almost done with this dungeon, and Nacho's just making his way to it as well.
One more scoop to go.
Yep. And then the last screen's free. There's no encounters on it. Nice.
Okay.
So going by your... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was saying, going by your potion counter, you can kind of see how many encounters you skip, right?
Yep.
So basically, if you multiply that by how long, you get an idea of how long it would be without manipulation, right?
Oh yeah, I'd say at a minute before, maybe 2 more.
Wow.
Also bear in mind the fact that some of the manipulations are done with cure, not potion as well, so it's actually a lot more than that.
Hmm.
And we're not even done. Like, I think we're gonna blow through another 20 in the upcoming part.
So by this point, you've already manipulated, like, skipping 50 encounters. That's incredible. That's awesome.
This is the hardest part of the run, I'd say, right now.
Yeah.
So, an interesting thing about the airship is that step counts no matter where you are on the world map inside the airship. So we're gonna be using that to our advantage.
Yeah. So what what that means is why you can't get an encounter like on the airship. If you take 1 to 2 steps on the airship and then move around in the world map, it increases your step count by 2 in the world map. So the steps still count, but you can't get encounters.
So we're gonna get some high potions for a minute later. And also to skip an encounter at the same time.
So right now, there is this kind of maze, I guess, that you have to use the invincible to get through. And you can only go over mountains of a certain size, so it's kind of tedious. I mean, it's a pretty cool idea.
And you can get encounters on the airship.
Yeah. And it's also really long, which just makes it more annoying.
And I think we can go ahead and talk about the worst dungeon in the game. Coming up real soon.
Okay, time for totally the best dungeon in the game.
It's called the Cave of Shadows, I believe?
For a reason.
Yeah, Cave of Shadows, Cave of Darkness. Depends which version and which translation you're using. But the one constant is that it sucks.
That it does. The invisible passages are the worst.
Especially when you have to remember where encounter skips are.
Yeah. So it's like not only just memorizing where you do the potions for manipulation here, but also walking in the right path and not going down the wrong side path by accident or anything. And a lot of places there aren't very good cues visually for lining up the skips. And it's really long as well. Oh, looks like Nacho got an encounter on the airship. Okay, need to get out without too much trouble.
Yeah, the end of your ship is not that bad because you can code the enemies pretty easily.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it looks like he's off manipulation at the moment, which kinda sucks. Hopefully he gets it back for the cave.
Yeah. So we're gonna be changing our jobs up for this boss.
Yeah, so change jobs to Mystic Knight, right?
Yeah. That's just basically for this boss, because otherwise we're gonna take forever to kill him. So it's
Yeah.
faster to change. And we need the Kiku and the Kotetsu to glitch into a very powerful sword later.
Yeah, Kiku and Kiketsu are pretty powerful swords on their own, right? But
Yeah.
you can get them into something even better.
The best thing.
It looks like Nacho is getting a lot of encounters.
Yeah, he's off manipulation at the moment.
Will there be a point for him to restore them?
The backup for hard resetting before Escape Shadows.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I mean, like... It may seem like boring, but this whole thing is intense concentration from the both of us. Like, we can't blunder at all.
Oh, this is not boring by any means.
And you can
This
already kind of see on Nacho's stream what goes wrong if you get off manipulation.
Yeah.
Start getting encounters everywhere, and it's generally not a nice time.
So now these are the most fun rooms, because you have no visual cues.
And these are like the last floors as well.
Yeah.
Now, for me, this is a testament to memorization and skill. It's really, really intriguing to watch.
Luckily, the manipulation does break off a little bit later. Soon after going back out the maze, there'll be a hard reset, which will reset everything.
Wow, that looked really hard.
Now we're down to 25 potions.
That means you already got 70 plus, or probably 80 plus encounters out of the way.
Yep. Okay, now this is my favorite skip in the dungeon. It looks really hard, and it is really hard.
Oh, I know exactly which one this is.
That should be fine.
Yeah, it should be.
Did you just bonk?
Yep. Thankfully it lands there. Got lucky when routing this.
Nice. That's perfect.
Okay, so we got through Cave of Shadows without a blunder, so that's good. That's good.
And now you see on this boss hackathon just the change that the job and the weapons makes.
Wow.
From doing 2k hit to like 5k hit. And it'll go up even higher.
We get some more of the Invincible theme. So good.
Yep. Okay, so it does look like Nacho recovered manipulation before going into the cave. So he's doing okay now.
Nice. Yeah, he's gonna need that because these encounters in this cave especially are just...
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there, Chrono set up his inventory to do another kind of overflow. I think what you're manipulating this time is the key and full moons.
Yeah, the key in what we're gonna manipulate our swords to get them higher and higher in ID. Okay, we made it.
Nice.
That's good.
So there's still one more thing we need to be able to get before we can head to the end of the game. Normally you would collect all the fangs and then you would go do another dungeon to get the key to the final dungeon. But you can just put it straight into our inventory. Kind of a recurring theme with this run.
I messed up, and so I have to reset again. It's fine.
That's not too bad. At least you did it this side of the hard reset. Yeah, there we go.
Looks like Nacho's doing great with the manipulation. He's not got an encounter yet.
Yep. It's definitely a lot easier to maintain it in dungeons than on the world map in most cases.
So now we have the 6 key, but now we're gonna keep moving the Kiku up for 1 ID until we get to the Onion Sword.
Onion Sword is pretty good.
Oh, it looks like Nacho just faced upwards. Does that do anything?
Yeah, so what he did there was a water skip, the Chrono showed off earlier.
Ah!
So by using a party switch animation and walking into the water, it lets you buffer a single frame of input. So you can effectively skip a single step instead of having to use a potion.
Well, he was successful in it because he's moved on through. Nice.
Yep. This is gonna be a bit risky, but if you're confident, you can go for this definitely.
It does look like he is using a different step route from what you were using.
I don't know, man. Uses a different step route.
He'll be using a different step route because he had to reset before the dungeon to get back on manipulation.
That's all.
Oh, that's where the backup came from. Oh, with the perfect 5s though.
That's pretty great.
So we now should have the Onion Swords.
Yeah, Nacho just took out Hecton, so he's going to be coming back out with the airship and then doing the manipulation set that Chrono is just finishing up.
So now we're gonna be moving on to the final dungeon.
Well,
Already.
pre-final dungeon, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the final gauntlet of dungeons.
Yeah, sure. Luckily, you go back to the world map after the first one, so you can save before going to the final one.
I am really curious if you actually go down to Eureka or not.
Nah, we don't need to.
Ah!
There would be no point.
But the Ragnarok, man.
We have
He
the
had the
Onion Sword.
Ragnarok earlier.
I had the
He turned
Ragnarok
into
after
an
a
Onion
bit.
Sword.
Oh, what about the ninja job?
Nah.
No, we're gonna be using the best job in the game. That is to say, Onion Kid.
I remember my casual playthrough of the NES version was mostly just having 2 sages and 2 ninjas just spamming Bahamut.
So Onion Sword has an interesting property in this game of being able to do over the max damage count, which is going to be pretty useful.
Yeah. But it still shows up as 9999 though, right?
Yeah. But we're begun doing about 15,000 damage.
Nice. It's pretty interesting to see Nacho, like, do the same thing as you, but kind of in a different way.
So that made a mistake. I did it 1 step too early.
Ooh, that's rough.
Nah, it's fine, because just a bit of time loss.
Oh yeah, it's not too bad.
But doing it 1 step early gives me the same point and the step count. I just end up getting the encounter. But sometimes it's a bit tricky with the visual cues.
Yeah.
Or what did you pick up in that chest?
A Dark Scent, which allows us to insta-kill an enemy.
Yep.
And we're gonna get that. Well, actually, I'll let you figure that out. Reminder that we have 120,000 HP.
Yeah, and conveniently what we use it on isn't immune to instant death.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. I see a lot of people asking like why you only have a character alive, so if you just want to explain that for people.
Yeah, as a reminder, if you weren't here for the beginning of the run, my character, I glitched him to level 160 at the beginning of the run. So my other characters are completely pointless to me. They're basically dead weight.
Yeah, and having them alive would only give you extra turns, which waste time.
So I guess Enter Soak's tower is split? That's a thing, right?
Yep, I got it.
Music hype.
Indeed.
I am literally sat here just enjoying the music, watching you break the game. It's beautiful. It looks like Nacho is also coming up on the maze shortly.
Yeah, there's not really that much to say about Slickstar. It's just lots of encounters that we're skipping.
Lots of fake walls you could walk through that I never knew about in my casual playthrough. I thank you.
Yeah, also that. That's not important, don't worry about it.
Oh, I spotted the Puexel in the chat. I'd like to say thank you, Puexel, now that you're actually here. Thank you again for letting us host on the RPG Limit Break channel. If I could get a thanks, Puexel, from the chat, that'd be awesome. Thank you, chat. Thank you. It looks like both Chrono and Nacho are doing beautifully and keeping up their encounter manipulation. There's really not a whole lot to say about what's going on. It's just a really skillful display of memorization and executing at the right spots. It's for me, it's sweet to look at. Sorry,
it's FF3 in action.
Yeah.
That way you can enjoy the music.
So just a heads up to everyone, we're gonna have to cut the stream very quickly at the end of this run, at the start of FF4. It's because we have a tech issue that we need to fix up. But it should be back shortly. Yeah, so for those people who weren't here earlier, but the way encounters work in this game is on a fixed step count, and so if you open the menu and use a potion or cure the step before you would get an encounter, it moves the encounter forward to the same step you're on, but since you can't get an encounter when you leave the menu, you can then carry on walking and you skip the encounter. So now there's some cutscenes, kind of bringing together a load of minor characters that we've met throughout the run. Help defeat the power of Santha or whatever his name is.
Yep.
Zandy. I so what I always call him. I don't know why.
I don't think that's Zandy, that's Doga. Zandy is the sorcerer that's trying to destroy everything.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's lost.
We're gonna be fighting Zandy in a bit.
Yep.
Another difficult boss. Yeah, it's been really nice to see a full game run of this.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, so here we're going to be actually doing over 9,000 damage.
I was about to start yelling, but...
Yeah.
So, I don't know how much HP this guy has, but it's not like, ooh, a crit!
Nice!
Completely pointless.
That's great.
So, I mentioned before that we have about 120,000 HP or so.
Yep.
So, the thing is that this is a scripted fight where you're supposed to die, but that takes way too long because of how much health we have. So we're gonna help her a little bit.
That music, though?
whoops. Didn't meant to do that.
Yeah, so the being that is not immune to instant death is us.
The scripted fight, I imagine it's unwinnable then?
It's unwinnable.
Yep.
But it takes too long to die, so...
It takes a while to die even with normal stats.
Yeah.
So with 120,000 HP, you can kind of imagine it taking a while.
And I believe that's the last time we got teased with Unai and Doga's music.
Yeah, probably. So now it's time for the true final dungeon of the game. Crystal World.
So there's 4 rings to this place. Each of them containing a boss.
You have to defeat all 4 bosses to get to the end.
And sadly, other party members were revived, so...
How inconvenient. But yeah, defeating, well, not defeating, but dying to Dark Cloud 1 revives you in full heals. Also, this music is great.
Also, I'm 4 steps behind, so I need to do some improvised math in my head. It's cool.
Just don't get ninja'd.
And I'm just gonna delay every single encounter by a certain number of steps. And miscalculated. That's fine.
Ooh. Oh no, ninjas. Oh, you actually got away. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the idea here is that this dungeon contains like the 4 dark crystals. So you have to defeat the 4 guardians of them, which is Cerberus, Ahriman, some dragon, and something else which I can't remember. Oh, Echidna's one, I think.
Yeah.
And then the dragon's the 4th one, but I can't remember what it's actually called. Also, you'll now notice that the HP display for the first character now says 2529. It's just missing the 1 in front of it. But for whatever reason, it's just displaying properly now. Ah, 2-headed dragon. That's the last one. Okay, so Nacho's just coming up to the Xander fight.
Sunday not noticing any stats on the status screen and uses Libra. Didn't do much though.
So yeah, I'm exactly 2 behind, but I can fix that naturally. I just have to pay good attention and basically calculate in my head where the new encounter is going to be based on how far behind I am.
Oh man.
I'm just making my life hard, basically. Yeah. Because I'm gonna have to do 2 extra steps anyways to skip an encounter, so if I'm 2 behind and I manage to correctly calculate where the encounter skips are, I will get back on track without any extra encounters.
Nice.
But I have to be good at imagination for that. Good.
Nice.
Is Echidna any threat at all with her status ailments?
Oh yeah, she can break and kill her own.
Yeah, because you only have 1 character life if you get
But
stoned
it's
or
extremely
petrified.
likely.
Yeah. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen.
Happened to Nacho the other day.
Wow.
Hopefully it doesn't happen to anyone here. 'Cause
Yeah,
that
it's too
would-
late. It's too late for me. So
Yeah, so hopefully it doesn't happen to Nacho.
yeah, hopefully that'd just be a shame.
That would be a shame. Looks like he's going to Echidna first, though. So we'll find out soon enough.
It doesn't matter what order you do them in, but this is the order you do them in the DS speedrun. So
It's a good reason.
yeah.
For this very reason, Nacho actually is doing Echidna first.
Actually, yeah, that's a pretty good idea, because Echidna should only get 1 turn off. So if she does the status ammo first turn, it's only a 1 in 4 chance it'll hit you. Or hit your main character. Okay, he won, so he's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so I have 1 more encounter skip where I have to calculate it on the fly. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we just improvised a good 15 encounter skips.
Nice.
Good.
Well done.
It's my fault for messing up, but yeah, that's the thing is I took the wrong path before Cerberus, which means that I took 4 extra steps. But yeah, we should be back on track now.
Both players should be on encounter route now, and both past Echidna, so people should be finishing up pretty soon.
Yep.
This might be my worst hated boss in the entire Final Fantasy franchise. Everyman has killed plenty of my my casual playthroughs.
Yeah, the bosses in the Dark World are pretty... Yeah.
And you also don't get any opportunity to save, so...
Yeah. There's no save points, there's no free revives or anything.
Yep,
It's
the
all
first
on
time
the
I
items
fought
you bring.
him, I actually did the Forbidden Land Eureka, and I went straight to the Dark World, and I died.
That's rough.
I lost about 2.5 hours, I believe.
Damn. This is true. If you want to hate Iron Man some more, he will show up again later. So it does actually look like the guys are closer than they are right now, because Nacho hasn't actually gone and done Cerberus yet. So he is still 1 boss behind on top of the distance behind Chrono. Yeah, so this is Chrono's final Dark Crystal, whereas Nacho still has 2 more to go.
This guy hits like a truck as well.
Yeah,
He's guaranteed to one-shot of your party members in a casual playthrough, I believe.
I mean,
Yep.
you just saw the 8,700 damage. It's kind of a lot.
So we're on the last 5 encounter skips of the game. Almost free.
And I believe you're coming up on the last part of the Dark World now?
Yep.
Just a couple more encounter skips to go. And then it'll be an intense battle with the Cloud of Darkness, I assume?
Okay, this is the last one of the game. There we go.
Nice.
I only got 2 extra encounters for the run, but that's not that bad at all.
Well done.
Yeah. So, timing ends when I input the last hit. So not even before the animation starts, so get ready.
Yep, sure.
So she has 40,000 health, we're doing over 15,000 damage, so... That's number 1.
Good old flare wave.
Go. There we go, that's time. That's the twice, but yeah.
Nice, well done. GG, man.
Yeah, thanks. That was a relatively clean run besides the end where I got an extra 2 encounters, but yeah. It's a shame I died to land here at the beginning when I had to read that, but yeah.
Now?
Pretty happy with that.
Go?
It was a treat to watch. It was I am actually legitimately impressed. I kid you not. I kid you not. That was amazing. Thank you.
Okay, so apparently Thaflo's having some technical issues with the stream. We'll get it sorted. Don't worry, guys. We're working on it.
My mic shouldn't be coming through now.
Okay.
Well, thanks for having me. It was my pleasure to run FF3. I'm glad we managed to get a full category next year. Maybe next year we'll get glitchless even. Something even a bit more hardy.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe. Well, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the relay. I'll be back to commentate FF5.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks for having me again. Good luck with the rest, and good luck Nacho for the new.
Yeah, Thaflo, your stream's still really messed up video-wise.
What's
Not really
wrong
sure
with it?
what's going on?
It's working for me, if that helps.
Yeah, I mean, I dropped a little bit of frames, but it should be good to go.
I see Fatlow stream. It looks pretty good. Sorry for the technical difficulties, folks. We're currently working it out. In the meantime, I believe Nacho is coming up on the final fight, so you'll see the Cloud of Darkness once more. Enjoy the music.
Tell me when you're done. Okay. Got breaking.
Okay. So, we're still having a couple of issues, but also...
Okay, go.
Okay,
Thank you.
so we will be cutting the stream a second here just
Okay,
because
go.
of technical
Near-
issues, so we'll be back in a minute.